Hey friends, welcome to my channel. I'm Stacy. Today it is actually week 2 of my planning for BookCon. The panic has arrived. People are officially in their chaotic era. So let's talk about the booking reservations, VIP tickets, and what happened and what's happening right now with BookCon. I really love that book, but I would give it a chance and see. Kindle, I downloaded, originality 5 out of 5. I am excited to share with you the newest book that I read. Hey friends, welcome to my channel. I'm Stacy. Today I'm going to go over week 2 BookCon. So BookCon, I've been planning this for about, when the tickets, I found out they were happening, I was like, I'm gonna ask my friend to go with me and let's just see what happens from there. It is a convention in the Batavia Center in New York City. Planning has officially entered into the chaotic era. So let's talk about the reservations, VIP tickets, and what happened and what is happening. So this is week 2 for me. And I am checking in with you guys because today is, my update and let y'all know how it's going. I'm going to share with what I read and what I plan to read. And so far, I honestly have not had any issues with BookCon. I had one issue, and that is the timing of the pajama party reservations and the fantasy ball. So that is the only issues that I've had with BookCon. And initially, when my friend was trying to get her ticket, it told her it was sold out. But she refreshed the page and she got a ticket for both days. So me and her both are going to BookCon. So the books that I read this past week, let's go through that. I finished this book, Jody, Book of Two Ways. This book was very unique. I enjoyed it. It's about this lady. She's a death doula. And she's explaining her experience as far as her life when she was in school studying to Egypt. And she met this guy and she got a child. And she was traveling from Egypt to New York and she's in a plane crash. So I'm saying this because the synopsis says all this. It says everything changes in a single moment. Dawn is on a plane when a flight attendant makes an announcement. People prepare for a crash landing. She braces herself as though flash forward through her mind. The shocking things is that it's not her husband, but the man she last saw 15 years ago. So while the plane is crashing, she is experiencing like her life flashing before her eyes. And she has a daughter, but it's not her daughter or her husband. It's this man. So, yeah. This book was a lot. I did appreciate how she put in. What I didn't like was she did not have chapters. Like numbers and stuff for the chapters. And it's just like you're reading and stuff. But she did put a unique spin on like this book. She has little nuances that I enjoy when I'm reading. She has some Egyptian writing in here. Very unique, very cool. Let me get my bookmark out because I always forget that in there. But I'm saying this to say, I gave this book maybe like a 3-4, but I'm not going to get it signed at BookCon because it just wasn't something that I actually really, really loved or followed. Like I followed the story, but it was like, I didn't like the ending, if that makes any sense. But I'm just like, if I see her, it's great, but I'm not bringing this to get signed so I can be faking her face. It just wasn't something that I reflected on, and it didn't have a personal impact on me. So this is not going to BookCon. This lady, if the shoe fits, I'm probably going to do an in-depth review on this book because I really enjoyed this book. And I already knew, like when I saw her picture on my bookshelf, I was like, this is somebody that I just want to be my friend. And I wanted to read this book. It's a retelling of Cinderella. And I know I love romance. I'm just that girl. I like a good romance. And Colleen Hoover wrote the blurb on the back. Farrah Rayshawn wrote a blurb on the back. And I like them. So I enjoyed her story. She is getting signed at BookCon. I'm going to put a little tablet in there, like a post-it for her to sign it. She's going. And for other reasons too. This is the Meant to Be series, and I have this one by Jasmine Guillory. She's going to be at BookCon too. So these books are fairly on the thinner side. So I'm going to bring those traveling wise, you know. So it just made sense to read those two. If I do get to another Jasmine Guillory book, I will get to that. But let's get into what I'm reading right now. I know I gave Holly Black a no for the book of the night, but I'm giving her another try with this book. And so far, so good. It's this girl, she's blue, she's captured, and she's a fae in the forest, and the teething, and people, very interesting fantasy story, and it has a part 2, it's a duology. So I might read this, but I'm not bringing it to BookCon. So that is it with what I'm reading right now for BookCon. I am reading Remarkably Bright Creatures for book club, which I need to be reading right now because I'm supposed to have that done by tomorrow, and I'm halfway done with that. But this is the books that I'm invested in with BookCon right now. Now, my booking experience, let's talk about that. So I am not being paid by BookCon to attend this event. I purchased these tickets like in October-ish with my friend. And with this, we started planning out a schedule. We already had our plane ticket. It's going to be in New York. We looked at the convention center and which hotel we wanted to stay in, booked all of that. So now how I thought of it, okay, let's log into make sure to see what authors are going to be at the BookCon. And I showed y'all that. You remember I was like, these people are going to be at BookCon, but I have all these books on my shelves. Who should I read? Who y'all recommend? And we just went from there. I started with Tia Williams, loved her book. Holly Black, no. Project Hail Mary, no. Alyssa Cole, no. Like, you know, I was just eliminating, you know, process of eliminating who I wanted to read. So BookCon announced, we're going to give you guys the reservation date and time for you to book in. And so I'm like, okay, friend, March 17th, we're going to be able to log in and book our reservations. And I want to get there a little early. I know at 11 o'clock, you know, I'm at work, but I can block out that time in the middle of the day to go ahead and book my reservations. So the tickets that I bought, I just planned to see the authors that I was planning to interact with. So the booking process worked smoothly for me. I got just about everybody I clicked on. Some people had conflict with the time, and I just adjusted and tweaked it to where it lined up. And I have all my reservations lined up. So personally, the process and the queue for booking, it was available at the time that I booked in. I logged in early, and everything just worked out how it's supposed to. My friend, she's attending, but her experience is going to be different because she doesn't want to get any book signed. But anybody that I wanted signed, she was like, I'll help you. I'll book those. So I'm looking at it. I'm like, well, I already got these 5. I don't want to overwork myself. So how about you just book the panels? So she went in and she booked out 5 different panels. And you can have a +1. So I'll be her +1, and being that I'm getting the book signed and she's not going to have a book signed, she's just going to be in line with me while I get the book signed, and then we go to panel, or she's holding a spot for our panel, and we'll just go from there. She's going, she loves cosplay, she loves the makeup, she loves decorate, like she loves fantasy, that's her world, and she wants to hear the people and just go for the vibes, and that's all good, So my reading plan, I committed to 5 authors because there were over 280 authors that's going to be at this event. And I own 13 of those authors' books. And I had to be realistic with process of eliminating and focusing on which 5 that I actually wanted to experience, so I don't overdo it and I can experience quality versus quantity. So I read just about everything from romance to fantasy to historical fiction, all of the things, you know. I read all these things normally. And these are books. I didn't go out the way to buy any of these books. I had them. I did go out the way to buy one book because I've been seeing it at Ollie. And if it was there, I was going to get it. And I did get this one for like $4. But other than that, I didn't go out the way to buy any of these books. This one was gifted to me. And she's going to be there. So I was just having realistic like expectations on who I was planning to see. And if I saw him, I saw him. Really, I had no expectation. I was like, if I get the reservations, I will. If I don't, I don't. I'll just be there to be around other people who read. So that was my outtake on my realistic schedule. Now, I know that there has been like a lot of conversations online because on my Instagram, I'm not big in Instagram. Well, what is it? Bookstagram person or book talk person. I prefer YouTube because it's more calm and chill and y'all my people. Even though we can, go in on that, but I just know that online, some people paid for tickets and didn't get one reservation. And the reservations, it say that the VIP are supposed to get up to 5 reservations, and then the general admission is supposed to guarantee 1. Some people didn't get any of them. And the complaint was that the VIP got to go the next day and still get in line with the general admission people and tweak their schedule. And I know some people pay for their tickets, and I empathize with them, because if you really wanted to see that person, or you spent that money on this event and your expectation was to have access to what they promised, I can totally relate to that. And I understand. Now, at the same time, my experience was different. I purchased said ticket and the system just worked for me. I don't know what I did. I read diversely, and big, small authors throughout. I read a little bit of everybody. So I didn't see it as I had to see, like, who was it? R.F. Kwan or Kennedy Ryan. Kennedy Ryan comes to Louisiana all the time. I read her Skyland series, but she wasn't. When I went to log in, Kennedy Ryan was one of the ones who was not available. I can tell you that right now. R.F. Kwan had like one spot, but I would have to adjust my whole schedule just to go see R.F. Kwan. Who else was like that? Holly Black had one, but I didn't necessarily love her book. And then that other lady, Judy, I'm not gonna put her last name. I say it wrong and I say it differently every time. She had availability too, but I was in the middle of her book, and her book to me was just like, okay, maybe I'm reading the wrong one. I am gonna read Mad Honey by her next, just like I'm reading Holly Black's series. I'm not canceling out these authors. I'm just planning accordingly for me when I go to BookCon, who is a priority person that I would like to see. So I just didn't have the experience for what other people are saying, and they're irate about this online, like mad and frustrated. And I totally get your frustration. As an attendee, they said it's over 20K attendees at this book conference. They tell people to still come because they're going to have other activities. Like there's going to be a main stage with panels. It's going to be a lounge. It's going to be places like a book fair. You're going to meet indie authors. You're going to meet famous people, just not famous, but in the book world famous people who wrote these books. And they're going to have a lot of giveaways and bookmarks and things like that. So on a larger scale, it's over 280 authors. So you come there ready to just breathe in the bookish experience. So my takeaway is that for me, BookCon isn't just about getting those signatures. And I can't really say that because I am in line to get it, but y'all know I give away all these books. Even if they're signed and someone wants that book, you're welcome. But I just wanted to have something in place. And if not, New York is a big city. I could go to BookCon and go here and there if it's not the vibe that I'm on. But I just wanted to be in a community where people are read and we talk about books. It's like a big book club. And y'all know I love book club. So it wasn't necessarily about meeting these authors. It was about being around other readers and enjoying the overall bookish atmosphere. One thing I noticed while booking, the viral book talk people, say like the Six of Crows and Riley Sager and Kennedy Ryan, all of them was pretty much selling out quick, not even available. Christina Lauren, because I did read her book, The Paradise Problem, and I do own The True Love Experience and her Holidays and The Soulmate Equation. I own those books, but I read that one and it wasn't bad. And she's a romance person, but hers was not available whenever I looked. Christina Lauren, no. So I just, in my mind, I didn't even go to her directly. I just saw who was available and just picked them because I was like, okay, people are not available right now. Let me just fill in my spots. And when I looked at my schedule, I realized naturally it ended up being very diverse. It's mostly women of color. I have one plus size author. I have one Chinese author, and it reflects the kind of reader that I am. I read just about anything, not anything, but everybody. So the people that I am going to see, it is, let me see if I can remember. Tia Williams for sure. I have Jasmine Guillory. We have Tommy, which I'm reading this book next week. I can't pronounce her last name. Tia Williams, Tommy, Jasmine Guillory. I should probably pull them out because I have the books right here. Okay. So y'all know Tia Williams. And I have this lady, Jasmine Guillory. Then I have Children of Blood and Bone. And then I have Legend Born. She's going to be there. And Chloe Gong. So these are all the books that I plan to read before BookCon. And anything else will be extra because this is part of the ones that I'm going to get signed. These are the books that I'm officially getting signed at BookCon. Anybody else? Extra. And I'm okay with that. I'm definitely okay with what I got. And they should have fixed that timing because it says first come, first serve. And if I'm booked to go to the pajama party at 7 and it's over at 9, and then the fantasy ball starts at 8 and it's over at 10, I'm gonna have to choose. Like, you know, we shouldn't have to choose. They should have put the pajama party on Sunday night and the fantasy ball on Saturday night. But I guess they're trying to thin out the crowd. And I'm like, do what you got to do. I did see the panel was conflicting with the reservations of getting signed. And they want you to be there 30 minutes early. And this, that, and the third. I'm like, okay, good thing I have a friend going with me because that's just a lot. So I did screenshot my schedule. And people are really, really upset. I just want people to stay positive and still come and give the BookCon people a little bit of grace because they did pull together 280 authors and there will be a lot to do. And from my understanding, they're going to have people on standby who did not get a reservation. So the conflict is they oversold. But I don't know how big the Jatavius Center is. It seemed like they oversold this space and then it's booked. And they should have left it. You know how like BookCon sold out and then they opened it back up for people to get more tickets? They should have just stopped whenever it was sold out. Don't reopen it. Because on the other hand, these authors are like, no, we need a cutoff. I'm not going to be up in there signing 20,000 books. Like that's just a lot for them. So I'm trying to say, like, you can see it from both ends. And I'm just trying to be patient. By the time I get there, I hope that there is like a such line for people who paid for the VIP versus people who paid general admission and people who don't start getting catty and cutting and just nasty. Like, I don't want that to play a part. And I also don't want to wait 2 hours in line for an author and I already have my reservations, you know? So, yeah. So that's all that I have for my BookCon update. The book that I'm reading next in this pile, I'm in the middle of this one. And then I'll read this one next. Yep. So thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe for my BookCon week 2. Well, week 3 will be next. BookCon Panic. Peace.